how are you doing? I hope you're doing so great. Today we're going to study a new topic, used to. So, let's start. Used to. We use used to when we want to emphasize that something happened regularly in the past, but no longer happens. The verb used to is a modal verb. Unlike the other modal verbs, it is only found in the past tense. Therefore, when it is used with do to make negative in questions, the form of the auxiliary verb is always done. So, used to is used as follows. To describe an activity or a state that happened many times in the past. For example, Jerry always used to go for a run before breakfast. So, he did that activity usually in the past, right? Before breakfast. Also, to refer to an activity or state that was true in the past, but is not longer true. For example, I used to like rock climbing when I was younger, but I did that activity when I was younger. It was true in the past, but in the present it is not true, right? So, used to structure, affirmative form. Here you have the subject plus used to plus the verb plus the complement. If you notice here, you're using the ed form, right? That is in past. So, let's see an example. I used to play tennis when I was young. So, in this case, I is the subject and used to the modal verb. Also, play, that is the verb in the main form or base form, right? And also the complement. So, let's see another example. Nancy and Bill used to live in California, right? That's another one. Here you have the subjects, Nancy and Bill. Also used to, the verb in the base form, and the complement. Let's see the negative form. Here you're going to use the subject, then you're going to use the auxiliary did, not, or didn't, that is the short form, right? And you're going to use used without the D, right? Because in this case, you're going to use the base form of use. So here, use goes back to its base form because the auxiliary did is being used in the sentence, right? So also you have the base form of the verb and the complement. So let's see an example. Mary did not used to like children, but it's different now. He has his own, right? So in this case, if you notice you have the subject, then the auxiliary did not also used in the base form, right? And like, that is the base form of the verb. Another example, I didn't used to like green apples, but now I do. So in this case, you are using the short form of did not, right? So I didn't use. Also, you have the yes/no question. So first you have did, then the subject, then used to, remember in the base form, also the verb and the complement, and don't forget the question mark there. So let's see an example. Did you used to like green apples when you were a child? So if you notice here, first you have the auxiliary verb, in this case did, then the subject you, then used to in the base form without the D, right? The verb like and the complement. So, if you answer with an affirmative form, you will say, yes, I did. If it is negative, no, I didn't. So, or no, I did not. That is almost the same, right? So, remember that this is a yes no question, so you have to answer with short answers there, right? Also, WH questions. WH questions like who, which, where, etc., right? Also, did plus the subject plus used to plus verb plus complement and the question mark. So, let's see an example. What did you used to eat when you were a child? So, first you have the WH word what, then the auxiliary did, the subject used to, the verb or the main verb here, right? And also the complement. So, remember that you have to answer this question completely, right? So, I used to eat candies when I was a child. This is the answer for this question. So, in this case, when you answer that question, you have to use used to with the past form, right? So, here you have used to versus past simple. So, first, used to for actions in the past that do not happen in the present. Here you have the example. I used to take a train to college every day, but now I take the bus to work every day, right? So that is the action that you did in the past. Then also you have one for single past actions and events. For example, modern Homo sapiens originated in Africa around 200,000 years ago. So, years ago, that is a past expression. That's why you are using it in simple past. So, also you have for past actions that are not longer true. My brother used to be a teacher, but now he works in an office. So, my brother used to be a teacher, but now he's not a teacher anymore. Maybe he's a writer, he is an accountant, or so on, right? Also, for longer past actions or events, Jim studied German and politics for 5 years. So you're using a past expression 5 years, right? Then you have with adverbs of frequency, always, regularly, once a week, never, etc. For example, I always used to go to the gym on Saturdays, right? And also with the following words, yesterday, last year, this evening, last month, at 6:30, etc., right? Past expressions. I bought a new dress yesterday. For repeated actions or events, and played tennis twice when we went on holidays. So we can use either used to or past simple if we don't give an exact time reference. For example, I stayed with my aunt when I was younger, or I used to stay with my aunt when I was younger. So in this case, you're not using an exact time or a past expression, right? So guys, that's all for today. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.